Hi everybody, this is Dan Talks Sense, and today we're doing a full review of the latest release from Paco Rabanne, its 1 Million Elixir. Now, after the highly successful release of Dior Sauvage Elixir, I'm intrigued to know whether this is going to be just as successful. So in today's review, I'll give you my first impressions, I'll give you an idea of its performance and projection, and at the end of the review, I'll make a conclusion on whether I think that you should go out and buy this fragrance. So if you want to know more about this fragrance and that kind of thing would interest you, then please stay tuned. Welcome back everybody. Now, if you haven't watched my channel before, the way this usually goes is I do a first impressions in the house, I do a note breakdown, look at the presentation, then I head out into the countryside or the shops and I do a bit of a diary and a conclusion on what I think of the fragrance. And that's going to be a bit the same today. Some of my subscribers have said that I do waffle on a little bit at the start of the videos. I do take all your feedback on board. So what I'm going to do today, to be a little bit different, is I'm going to jump straight in with the first impressions of the fragrance. Then I'll go on to the note breakdown, the presentation, everything else, and then do the conclusion that way. So here we go, let's see how we get on with it. Now I always spray inside of elbows and on the wrists because I just find that it projects more. My first impressions of the fragrance is you immediately recognise the DNA of the original. It does smell synthetic on the opening, which I'm a little bit surprised about, and the two notes that I pick up are a nice crisp sour apple note and also a green slightly spicy note. So there's two things I pick up on the initial blast, but it does smell synthetic, apple and a little bit of green, a little touch of spiciness there. But my first impressions of the fragrance is it wasn't quite what I was expecting. In terms of Sauvage Elixir, it was smell of a higher quality from the opening. With this one, I don't quite get that. But if you are a fan of the original 1 Million, and you will recognise that DNA. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it to the presentation and then I'm going to do a bit of a note breakdown to show you what the middle notes are and the base notes, and then I'm going to do a diary about how it develops on my skin to give you an idea of how it's developing and then do that conclusion at the end. So guys, we'll have a quick look at the presentation. Very much like the original, where you can see the juice on the side of the bottle. If I just turn it round slightly, you can see the juice on the side. The original gold bar is still there. Very tacky, but I do like it myself personally. The box itself has got Elixir there in the black box on the front. We have some apple Davana in the top, Turkish rose and Manthus and tonka bean in the heart, with Davana, patchouli, cedarwood and vanilla in the base. So guys, I thought I'd show you a bit of my journey now. I've been wearing 1 Million Elixir for a couple of hours, and my honest thoughts are it's not what I was expecting. What I expect from an Elixir based on Sauvage Elixir was a better blended version of the original, maybe a stronger version of the original, a bit more classier, a bit more mature. What I think it should have been called was 1 Million Summer or 1 Million Cologne, because it's a fresher take on the original. You've got a note in there called Davana, which is a tea leaf note found in the country of India, and it gives it this fresher take, and I smelled that throughout the duration of the fragrance. The prominent note in this one was the apple. It was a sour apple note, and I think if you like things like Boss Bottled, EDP, you'll enjoy this one. In terms of performance and projection, I can still smell it on my skin, but it's a very moderate scent bubble. It's not what I was thinking an Elixir would be. The other disappointment for me was when I first sprayed it on, it had a bit of a synthetic side to it, which I wasn't expecting for the price point. But I think if you like the DNA of 1 Million, you will like this for the summer months. It's probably a bit more office friendly because it's closer to the skin. It has got a nice smell to it. I can pick up the cinnamon now, and it reminds me of the OG. but a little bit disappointed, to be honest. But I'm getting nice whiffs of it now. It's starting to get dark now, so it's about time I went in. But I'd say it's a little bit of a disappointment for me in terms of a release from Paco Rabanne. We were concerned, many of us in Fragcom, that they were using the Elixir name because of how popular Dior Sauvage Elixir was. We were worried it wouldn't live up to the hype. I just think it's a decent scent, but the wrong title maybe. And if you're expecting a stronger version of the original, you will be disappointed. They're my overall thoughts on 1 Million Elixir. Prominent apple at the top, a nice fresh tea accord alongside of it throughout the duration of the fragrance. As it goes into the dry down, you pick up more of the cinnamon and the vanilla, but a very moderate fragrance, a summer fresher version of 1 Million that will suit some people, but for people that are looking for a stronger, more mature, better blended version of 1 Million, I think you should stick to Privé, which was an outstanding release, and I understand why that is so sought after and so popular. I'll be dropping another review tomorrow, so look out for that one. Thank you for watching this video, I appreciate it, and I'll try not to fall off my bike. I'll speak to you all very soon.